Ok, acá vamos a empezar de nuevo. Por solicitud de la audiencia, se ha requerido que también se hable español. No hay problema, acá es un Spanglish, ¿ok? Es una sesión de Spanglish. Entonces, vamos a continuar con la presentación de los otros presentadores que también son muy interesantes y de verdad de antemano les agradezco su participación. We are going to start. We are going to start with Ms. Heidi Melasson. She is the director of Louisiana Small Business Development Center. She is doing an extraordinary work, working with the small businesses in Lafayette and other areas. So I have the pleasure to introduce Heidi. I mean, if you have an idea of business, you just go and look and ask for Heidi. Thank you, Heidi, for being here.
Thank you. And thank you, Maria. I have to tell you how I met Maria. I think it was about 5 years ago. She and I came up with the idea. We have a seminar that we do once a month called Starting and Financing Your Small Business. It is a precursor that we do every month so that business owners can find out about our services and also just the start of putting your budget together, putting a business plan together so you have a direction in your business. Well, she and I got the idea of translating it into Spanish, and we had our first Spanish seminar, and it went over very, very well. And she has always stepped up to translate or help us in any way so we can support the Hispanic community so that they can find out about this service and get the help they need in either starting their company, expanding their company, or even acquiring a company. So if you want to, do I have it or?
Antes de empezar, hay una traducción de la presentación de Miss Heidi en Spanish. So, por favor, usted puede hacer el seguimiento de la presentación de Miss Heidi en Spanish as well, okay? We are going to pass it in English, but you have the presentation in Spanish, okay?
Okay. Flip through it. And I think you can go. Another one. So I'll tell you a little bit about small business development centers and how they exist. Actually, I'm a UL employee, and how did we come about to be on college campuses and actually offer this service at no cost? So President Jimmy Carter signed the bill years ago for the legislation to be able to offer this counseling. So we're considered the counseling arm of the Small Business Administration. And there's about 1,000 locations across the country, but it was formed in order to provide comprehensive small business assistance throughout the country. So it was a collaboration between universities, the private sector, and offering this information so that business owners, kind of an advocacy, let business owners know that there's resources out there that can help you at least access information or education so that you can provide a little bit better in the markets for your business. We're typically hosted at universities, colleges, and in some cases, chambers of commerce. And we are funded, like I said, by Small Business Administration. But in our state, Louisiana Economic Development is another partner that also supports our organization, as well as the University of Louisiana at Lafayette, because we are, of course, UL employees. We provide no-cost consulting as well as education that we do through seminars. But in our particular state, we have 7 centers that are dispersed, and actually 8. We just added on another satellite at LSU. And so that service is offered throughout our state as well as throughout the country. You can flip it. As you can see, it's all across the country that you can access these services. And that way, everybody can partake in the grant, because that's what it is. It's a cooperative agreement that we secure through the federal government. And in order for everybody to access it, they try to disperse the center so that everybody can access those services. So a little bit about the LSBDC from the state side. I can tell you that Louisiana Economic Development sees us as that arm to get out there and support economic development for those small business owners, and also to educate you about the programs that are available from the federal government, from the state side, and even locally, whether there's programs through the Department of Transportation, such as the airport, the DBE organization program that's going on, and any information that could help further your business. We assist businesses at all stages, startups, but surprisingly, we do a lot of business with existing business owners. It could be that somebody walks in, they need help with a loan, they need help with expansion, they need a turnaround plan. They need somebody objectively to look at their business so that we can roll up the sleeves, take their financials from the past few years, and let's do some projections so that we can come up with strategies for growth. We also work in all different industry sectors, so I guess we consider ourselves generalists. I'll have anybody walk in from construction all the way to a funeral home. And so what do we do in that regard? I'll show you in a few slides. We also link you with resources that are available in Louisiana. We are considered a micro organization, and we have a lot of macro organizations that I do partner with. But of course, you're going to hear from my counterpart, Vanessa Paredes, and how we support international trade, government contracting, and what have you. Small business owners can also access that face-to-face counseling. So we start the education process through seminars so that you can arm yourself with information and begin writing that plan or culminating questions. And then afterwards, we work on one-on-one counseling basis throughout the 8 parishes of Acadiana. Okay. So what is a little different about us, and how do we serve all different industries? And I can tell you it begins with market research. So if I'm working with a client that is trying to secure funding in a restaurant industry or construction, I believe in market research, whether it's primary research or secondary research, and that's part of our job, is to teach you how to secure this information. Some of the information that we secure would be from a global standpoint and pulling trends, so you understand your industry, but then we'll pull down to the market and pull market research so you can understand your competitive environment that you're going to actually do business in locally. You want to know about your competition, you want to know about market growth potential, and you also want to have a great marketing and advertising strategy to attack the market. And I think that's one of the areas that a lot of people find themselves weak, is wondering, how do I grow my sales? How do I really make money in this company? And having some type of plan or some type of strategy is always going to be paramount in accelerating the growth of your company. Trade organizations are something very beneficial, whether it's a chamber of commerce, whether we are going to look at restaurant association. Many of these organizations have industry information that'll help you grow your business. Also, economic census information. I know all of us really don't enjoy filling out our Census Bureau information, but I can tell you a majority of the market research that we secure for our clients come from the Census Bureau. So we appreciate anytime you do fill out that census information, because the demographics that are secured within a community really help us take the global information and find out who in your market is actually your consumer, your customer, and so on. Also, industry norms and key ratios. That's an area that we teach you what you should be doing in your business from the industry standard. If you're a pharmacist, what are your cost of goods? What should your payroll be? So that you can see why you're not successful or why you should be successful if you keep in those norms. And then, of course, we always encourage a mentoring relationship with business owners, or maybe a successful business owner in another market would be very open to discussing how you might be able to grow your business in your area. Of course, I think when you're not in a competing or competitive point with this particular individual, they're more open to sharing information with you. Okay. This is my team. I'm very proud of my team because we're 3 people, and we secured $19.3 million for our clients through bank loans last year. And so we spend a lot of time writing business plans and working with bankers to find capital, or if we can access money through microloan funds. There is creativity in lending, and we do our best to try to put the guarantees together so that we can find that money for your business. Okay. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about the federal programs that are out there. I'll just touch on them, and this is information that I go over with you individually, and we try to fit the programs to work for your business. But just in general, what does SBA do? And of course, they are that federal arm of creating economic development in our country. But what are some of the programs that SBA offers? Of course, loan guarantee programs that's one of their big pushes in our economy. And you'll hear very, very different labels for these guarantee programs like 7A, 504. Trust me, these are loans. This is laws that have been passed. And of course, it doesn't really resurrect with the private sector. But that's why you hear 7A and 504. It's how it's labeled through the government. But these loan programs are out in the public so that they give bankers confidence to loan you the money. 7A loan is what is going to encourage a banker to say, you know what, let me go ahead and loan that money because I know I'm going to get paid back if you fail on the loan. 504 loan is really real estate type of loan that's for a long-term fixed rate. And those are things that we can discuss if it fits to your business. But otherwise, outside of the loan side, SBA is a large advocate for government contracting. And so there's several certification programs that you'll hear thrown around from that sector, anywhere from 8A, Hub Zone. Hub Zone is your historically underutilized business district. That's typically for business owners that are located in a hub zone. 8A is a 9-year mentoring program that women and minority-owned businesses can partake in if they are interested in government contracting. But outside of that, they also have small disadvantaged business. They have the service-disabled veteran-owned small business program, which is a verification program for our veterans, and then also woman-owned small business self-certification program. Lots of information, lots of good information to help. I call it a tool in your toolbox. It's not going to be necessarily the driver in your business to start off, but it could be a revenue diversification in your business that could help grow your business. Okay. But I would be amiss if I wouldn't mention some of the programs from our state funder, from Louisiana Economic Development. If y'all can switch the slide over. Sorry. So I spent a lot of time actually promoting a lot of these programs. One in particular that I find to be very beneficial is the Small and Emerging Business Development Program. About 2006, I actually volunteered to be on this program. And what this is a fund that is voted on by our legislature for the state of Louisiana. And it's money, it's about $800,000 that is divided up amongst intermediaries all across the state. And what's great about the Small and Emerging Business Development Program is because it's indirect funding that business owners can access to grow their business with technical assistance. So if a company needs website or they need marketing material, we can share in the cost. And what's great about this program is you get the service and we put a Louisiana company to work. We're not the ones that are actually doing the work. We hire companies throughout our area here to actually do this work for you. In fact, yesterday I just loaded one of the projects for a roofing company that needed help with actually QuickBooks training. They needed to be able to diversify one line of revenue, and we were able to hire an expert that could go into their company. We are going to pay 50% of that project, with the theory that they're going to be producing more revenue and hire more people. So those are the two objectives in that program. And if you fit that bill, or if we can't do it through a project, we're going to do it through training. But outside of that particular program, they do have their own. They also promote contractors. So Louisiana is very much is really promoting a lot to do with anybody wanting to be certified as a commercial contractor or even residential contractor. And they do offer classes throughout our state that you can take advantage of. And I think we've also had classes at SLCC at one time or another, depending on demand. If it's not here in Lafayette, it'll be in Baton Rouge. And it's for a nominal cost if you are interested in that program. Economic gardening is another great program for our advanced companies that have hit at least 600,000 in sales. And then furthermore, the remainder of the programs are going to help with government contracting, Veterans Initiative, Hudson Initiative, and of course, bonding assistance. And then I would be actually wanting to let you know a little bit more about the peer-to-peer roundtables. Those are some great learning tools for a business owner. And in fact, I host a peer-to-peer roundtable every year here in our community. That's where about 15 or 16 business owners come together 10 times a year, and it's all about peer learning. This is modeled after the CEO roundtables that are throughout the state as well. And this year, we're looking to expand into one of our rural communities to offer one of the peer tables as well. And then also the state does have their own guarantee program that can also be used for loans. Okay. So just thought this would be fitting to put into the slide as to why businesses fail. And I'm just going to focus on the first one. I'm going to say it's undercapitalization. I see it time to time where people will try to make a loan fit for a business. But these are definitely things that you want to keep in mind as you're starting your business, running your business. Cash flow is the hardest concept to teach to a business owner, because when you look at a profit and loss statement and you see your net income, you think, well, I'm rich, or I'm going to be rich. And unbeknownst to a business owner, that money is always moving throughout their business. And that's one of the concepts that we do really hone in and teach our business owners. Okay. And this is just to recap some of the services that we offer. Our office is located here in the Light Center. We work on appointment basis. I don't know what happened at Mardi Gras because we have been inundated with clients, and we love to get out and help as much as we can. We can register online for our services. You can give us a call, and you can email. But I thank you so much for your time, and if I can help you in any which way, please let me know. Thank you.
Thank you, Heidi. Thank you. Our next speaker is Vanessa Paredes. Vanessa Paredes is coming here representing Lafayette Economic Development Authority, as well Lafayette International Center. I have to say that LIDA has been a great support, in this forum. Unfortunately, they are in a training in Austin, Texas, so it's why they could not be here. But really, I has been working so hard with them, and I want to, and especially with Ryan LaGrange. He's a wonderful person that really have helped me a lot, doing this too. Okay, all right, Vanessa, thank you for being here, and all yours. Vanessa va a hacer su presentación en español, ¿verdad?
Sí.
Okay.
I'm going to make my presentation in Spanish, but if you have any
No, I
questions,
do
please
have
feel
it.
free to raise your hands, and I'll try to address your question. Bueno, gracias por tenerme. Mi nombre es Vanessa Paredes. Mi título es, yo me ocupo de promocionar todos los productos que están en Luisiana fuera de Estados Unidos principalmente. No me enfoco mucho en lo que es nacional, pero debido a mi aspecto económico y la importancia en el aspecto económico, trabajo mucho con todas las organizaciones, ya así también con el Chamber, con la universidad, promocionando la universidad, todo lo que tenga que ver con el crecimiento económico de Lafayette. Déjame ver si tenemos la presentación.
Yes, 1 second. One second, please. I have it. I need to sign in my account.
Bueno, vamos a improvisar.
Yes.
Estoy hoy representando a LIDA, que es la Autoridad de Desarrollo Económico de Lafayette, en inglés Lafayette Economic Development Authority, la Opportunity Machine, que es la iniciativa empresarial o la incubadora empresarial de Lafayette, y el gobierno de Lafayette. Yo soy la División Internacional de Desarrollo mi oficina es la Oficina Internacional de Desarrollo para Lafayette, pero también trabajamos con todos los parishes de Acadiana. LIDA se encarga, es la Autoridad de Desarrollo Económico de Lafayette, y se encarga de trabajar con las empresas y los empresarios desde que comienza la idea de formar una empresa hasta el proceso de expansión y también de atraer nuevos inversionistas al área de Lafayette. Una de las formas que ellos están haciendo esto es, por ejemplo, el hecho que ellos no están presentes el día de hoy, están en Austin. En Austin está lo que se llama Southwest by Southwest, que todo lo que tenga que ver es como una promoción de tecnología nacional. Entonces, los empleados de LIDA que se encargan de atraer, le voy a hablar un poquito de cada departamento en LIDA, ellos están ahí intentando de promocionar nuestra área para atraer inversiones a Lafayette y nuevas compañías a Lafayette. LIDA ayuda a la economía local en diferentes formas. Una de las formas que lo hace es ofreciendo a los empresarios en diferentes áreas. La primera área es la inteligencia de mercado. Ellos hacen esto. La inteligencia de mercado se enfoca y trabaja muy de cerca con Heidi Melanson y con sus oficinas. Es cuando una persona tiene una idea, por ejemplo, y dice, bueno, yo quisiera abrir un centro de un coffee shop, por ejemplo, o un restaurante. Entonces, ellos pueden hacer un estudio del mercado y darle a usted, ok, en tantos medios cuadrados, pues tenemos tantos restaurantes, pues tenemos tanto. Déjame ver si le das.
In Spanish or in English? That's not my.
Well, since you have that one, it's fine. I'll keep talking. ¿Le parece bien que ponemos la que está en inglés y yo les hablo en español? Okay, that's perfect, María.
Okay.
If you can go one more click, there you go. Entonces, la inteligencia de mercado, ellos se enfocan en trabajar con las personas. Cualquier persona puede acercarse a ellos. Todos sus servicios son gratuitos, sin ningún tipo de costo. Y usted puede decir, bueno, yo estoy pensando abrir un restaurante. Entonces, quisiera saber un restaurante, no sé, X en tal lugar. Entonces, ellos hacen, ok, vamos a ver cuántos restaurantes que ofrecen ese servicio hay alrededor del área que podrían ser sus clientes potenciales. También ellos pueden ver, trabajan muy de cerca con estadísticas del census y pueden indicarle, ok, si usted va a abrir un restaurante, estos son el tipo de salario que se espera, ese es el tipo de impuesto que tiene que pagar, ese es el tipo de licencia que tiene que sacar, etc. Entonces, eso es uno de los servicios del Departamento de Inteligencia del LIDA. Otro departamento, es lo que llaman el reclutamiento empresarial. Y en eso que se enfoca este fin de semana, que todo el grupo está en Austin, Texas. Un ejemplo de esto es, por ejemplo, Costco. No sé, cuando comenzaron, todo el mundo conoce ya que Costco está aquí, debido al esfuerzo de LIDA, pudieron traer a Costco a Lafayette. Otro ejemplo, no sé si supieron, estuvo en los medios de comunicación, la nueva compañía de Suiza que está abriendo sus oficinas aquí en Lafayette, en el aeropuerto, que se llama Cropter. Entonces, el impacto económico que ellos van a dar aquí a nuestra área, están diciendo que van a emplear 120 personas con un salario alrededor de unos $55,000. Entonces, por eso para el LIDA es muy importante el reclutamiento de nuevos inversionistas. Yo trabajo muy de cerca con ellos también porque ellos se enfocan en la parte nacional, pero cuando yo tengo conexiones con personas internacionales que están interesadas en venir, también yo le hago la introducción y de ahí ellos parten. Otras de las oficinas del LIDA es la de retención y expansión empresarial. En este proceso, yo he ido a muchas citas, a veces quizás hay algunos de ustedes con los cuales yo he tenido la oportunidad de reunirme en este tipo de citas. El director de Retention and Expansion es Mark Mouton, y él lo que hace es que se reúne con los empresarios a discutir los diferentes obstáculos que están enfrentando las compañías pequeñas y medianas en nuestra área. Y el objetivo de esto, primero, es para ver qué soluciones inmediatas hay. También lo vemos desde el punto de vista de la industria, de los sectores. Y es bueno, estamos teniendo un problema muy grande, por ejemplo, para atraer para compañías que son suplidoras, para que nuestros camiones no puedan debido al problema de las calles. Entonces, Mark Mouton se encarga, y lo hacemos conjuntamente con Juana Acadiana también, de ser la voz de nuestras compañías al frente de los legisladores, de los congressmen, para identificar los problemas y cómo podemos hacer cambios para ayudar a la economía, ayudar a nuestras compañías que ayudan a la economía. Next. Ok, la última persona es Ryan Lagrange, que es la persona que María estaba refiriéndose. Él se encarga de lo que se llama el desarrollo de la fuerza laboral. Ryan trabaja muy de cerca con las compañías, casi siempre las compañías que ya están establecidas, no al principio, sino ya cuando están creciendo y necesitan necesitan nuevos empleados o dar un tipo de clases para especificación de los empleados o capacitación. Uno de los programas que yo admiro más que hace Ryan es ayuda a conseguir incentivos para las compañías que quieren apoyar o dar oportunidad a las personas que han estado en prisión y salen de prisión. Esto es un tema muy en especial porque queremos estas personas que ya han cumplido su tiempo en la prisión y quieren integrarse a la comunidad, en vez de ser un peso económico para la comunidad, hay incentivos que existen para las compañías que le dan oportunidad de trabajo a estas personas. Okay. Otra de las divisiones de LIDA es el Opportunity Machine, que tiene su sede aquí en el Light Center. La Opportunity Machine, vamos a tener una mesa afuera con una persona de esas oficinas que le puede dar más información. Ellos es como una incubadora y lo que trabajan muy, muy de cerca con las personas que tienen una idea. Tienen una idea, por ejemplo, en el área de gas y petróleo, siempre salen las personas que trabajan en gas y petróleo, se dan cuenta que necesitan un gadget o necesitan algo, un tipo de solución que ellos inventan y dice, bueno, yo tengo esta idea para solucionar este problema que hay en la industria ahora mismo. Entonces, el Opportunity Machine trabaja con ellos para hacer un plan y trabaja muy de cerca con el SBDC también. Todos estamos trabajando sumamente de cerca para el apoyo económico. Entonces, el Opportunity Machine ayuda también compañías que están empezando y no tienen una dirección o empresarios que no tienen una dirección, que no tienen una oficina, pueden alquilar un espacio aquí y tienen la dirección del Light. Tienen un proceso de membresía, creo que dura como unos 2 a 4 años y una vez ahí se gradúan. Un ejemplo de las compañías que comenzaron con el Opportunity Machine es Waiter, que sé que muchas personas ya lo conocen. Ellos empezaron aquí en una pequeña oficina y comenzaron a reclutar y así crecieron. Entonces, esos son una de las diferentes sesiones. También el Opportunity Machine hace sesiones para que se conozcan los diferentes empresarios, lo que llaman el networking, que son muy ventajosos, que quizá ustedes quieran considerar participar. Next. Ok, la próxima división de la cual voy a hablar es de mi división, que es el Centro Internacional de Lafayette. Muchas personas lo conocen como Le Centre International. Ese nombre en francés se le puso hace como unos 30 años que estábamos en una recesión económica muy grande debido al gas y petróleo y como una forma de incentivar la economía, comenzaron a ponerle todos estos nombres franceses a las diferentes partes y diferentes lugares en Lafayette para enfatizar la economía cultural que nos identifica. Mi oficina trabaja, como le digo, muy de cerca con todas las otras organizaciones, pero nuestro enfoque es promocionar Lafayette, la economía y la cultura afuera de los Estados Unidos. Y ese es mi enfoque. Nosotros tenemos una gran ventaja por ser latinoamericanos y es que tenemos conexiones en nuestros países. Y de la misma manera que nosotros compramos cosas para enviar, usted puede hacer un negocio de importación y exportación. Y para eso estoy aquí para servirles. Así que si quieren comunicarse conmigo, mis tarjeticas están allá afuera y con muchísimo gusto hablo con ustedes. Una de los programas que nosotros ofrecemos, para darle un ejemplo tangible, yo estoy organizando una delegación comercial que va a México a final de este mes para una exposición de gas y petróleo en Ciudad del Carmen. Ahí vamos a representar el estado de Luisiana, tenemos un pabellón de Luisiana y tenemos 6 compañías que se van a enfocar en dar servicio y promover su tecnología a la industria. Entonces, no tiene que ser una compañía grande, puede ser pequeña, puede ser. Yo he tenido personas que vienen que solamente son consultantes para el gas y petróleo y solamente son 2 personas. Y también hay fondos disponibles en el nivel estatal que nosotros también promocionamos para ayudar a las compañías con los gastos de transporte, con los gastos de participar en el pabellón, etc. Entonces aquí les tengo la información para que se comuniquen. Si desean, estoy a su disponibilidad, estaré afuera. Entonces, y ya, eso es todo. Gracias por tenerme, un placer.
Gracias, Vanessa. Okay. The next speaker is Mayra Pineda. She is the president and CEO of the Hispanic Chambers of Commerce at Louisiana. Thank you, Mayra, for being here.
Thank you, Maria. Thank you all for being here on a Saturday morning. What better way to spend your Saturday than to learn about all the opportunities we have available to us in the Hispanic community. Buenos días a todos y gracias por estar aquí en un sábado por la mañana. Eso quiere decir que están invirtiendo y dispuestos a saber de todas las oportunidades que tenemos como comunidad, disponibles y accesibles a todos si trabajamos juntos. I came to Louisiana 35 years ago, and remember that at that time, being Hispanic was a novelty. I mean, we were a small community of Hispanics that represented less than 1% of the state's population and roughly 15 million residing nationally. I remember having to cook my own Honduran meals, having a hard time finding ingredients because the local markets wouldn't carry what I liked or what I needed. But that was, and restaurants were not readily available or, trending like they are right now. So the subsequent population boom in the state of Louisiana to roughly 6% and over 60 million nationwide, making people of Hispanic origin and the nation's largest minority is very exciting. As the demographics across America and the state of Louisiana continue to evolve, the rise in the Hispanic population continues to make an indelible mark on the business landscape. And that's where opportunity comes around. Part of the mission of the Hispanic Chamber of Commerce of Louisiana is to promote understanding about the economic power and potential about the region's fastest growing market segment. Hispanic businesses are the fastest growing segment of the American economy with nearly 4.37 million Hispanic-owned businesses in the U.S. that contribute in excess of $47 billion to the American economy. In Louisiana, the number of Hispanic-owned businesses has grown from 8% to over 12% in the past years. These businesses are located across the state of Louisiana and are as diverse as the heritage of their owners. While many of these businesses excel nationally and excel financially, many have also yet to reach their full potential. Like most business owners, Hispanics rank access to capital as their top challenge, followed by procurement and lack of business knowledge. By providing resources, education, and advocacy to these businesses, the Hispanic Chamber of Commerce assists with overcoming such challenges and researching their potential. HCCL programs serve to empower the Hispanic business community and spur regional economic development by providing tools for growth, while Hispanic-owned businesses have developed rapidly over the past decade within Louisiana. There is still much room for improvement. We need to unlock the potential that is waiting to be released in many areas. However, in order to have a truly comprehensive understanding of the region's Hispanic business and consumer market, further research and more demographic and statistics are needed. So we want to, I don't know where, yes, you can continue. So we want to highlight, the Hispanic contributions to the economy. 56.5 million number of Hispanics living in the U.S. is a very impressive number. But as you heard earlier, the number can be impressive, but if we don't empower this community to really reach all the potential that is out there, then it's only going to be a number. We really need to work on building that capacity and really being a voice in the community. By, I know that Maria earlier said we want to embrace the community that we live in. We want to be a part of it. We want to be very proud of our Hispanic heritage and, take advantage of that richness that we bring to every culture that we live in, whether it is in the Acadiana area, whether it is in the greater New Orleans area. The Hispanic community needs to be felt. So the growing earnings of Hispanic households have made major contributions to U.S. tax revenue, but we're still, there is a big gap, a disparity that is present because of our education level, because of our earning potential. In some states, Hispanic account for a large percentage of spending power and tax revenues overall. Hispanics and foreign-born Hispanics in particular play an important role sustaining America's Medicare and Social Security programs. But we don't hear about that too much. So how do we make our voice heard? It's by participating. It's by being, taking advantage of the opportunities, educating ourselves. So attending higher education, attending certification programs, being part of organizations like the Hispanic Chamber and many others, participating in the SBDC programs that are, there to help. There is funding available for all of this. You can go on to the next. This is, again, just about the income and spending power of households in the United States. You can continue because tax contributions, which I already alluded to, we pagamos impuestos, ¿verdad? Entonces, hablaba el señor hace un momento de por qué la educación está tan cara, tenemos infraestructura que todavía no está funcionando, muchos cambios por hacer. Entonces, si pagamos impuestos, también quiere decir que tenemos una voz, pero tenemos que participar en política, participar en elecciones, participar en organizaciones que pueden ayudar a ser una voz para nosotros. Entrepreneurship. Total business income of self-employed Hispanic and number of people employed at Hispanic-owned firms. Again, these are numbers, and they're impressive, but we can still do better. Hispanic contributions to the Louisiana economy. This is Louisiana in particular. Estos números son las contribuciones de hispanos a la economía de Louisiana. Y sabemos, porque solo tenemos que salir a la calle y ver cuántas compañías de hispanos de aire acondicionado, de construcción, restaurantes, etcétera. Estamos aquí presentes, pero nos hemos convertido muchas veces en una comunidad un poco silenciosa. Tenemos que salir de nuestra caparazón y tratar de tomar ventaja de todas las oportunidades. Puedes seguir. Ese es el rol de inmigrantes como empresarios. Sabemos que los hispanos tenemos un alto grado de emprendedurismo. Somos muy arriesgados, tenemos conocimientos altos en muchas ramas y no nos da miedo, en realidad, lanzarnos al agua, como diríamos, para abrir un negocito, porque si mi mamá sabe cocinar muy bien, yo creo que puedo tener un restaurantito. Y todo eso es perfecto, porque ese es el espíritu nuestro que traemos como latinos, como hispanos a esta nación. Pero tenemos que entonces hacer una fusión de ese talento que traemos innato en nosotros y capitalizar en educación, agregar los conocimientos de esta nación y de las oportunidades que existen de capital, de conocimiento y de asesoría para mejorar nuestros negocios. El rol de inmigrantes. Tenemos aquí todavía, que es lo que hablábamos antes, los altos porcentajes. Estas se pueden decir que son las divisiones donde más vemos hispanos. Construcción, servicios de limpieza y luego ya en un porcentaje menor el área profesional. Pero también tenemos oportunidades de cambiar, porque yo creo que todos escuchamos las noticias y vemos que están viniendo otras compañías a invertir a Luisiana en el área de tecnología o en otras áreas también de petróleo, de gas. Y tenemos que, pero para poder acceder a estos empleos tenemos que primero prepararnos. Y no todos los empleos requieren de un título de 4 años. Hay muchas de estas universidades y también colegios como el Louisiana LCC, la Community College, que están diseñando carreras alrededor de las oportunidades que están llegando al Estado. Entonces hay que ver, si sabemos que tenemos tal vez hijos ya en high school, ver cuáles son los caminos. Career pathways es lo que llaman eso, que se están diseñando para el futuro, para esos futuros empleos, y prepararnos en eso. También aquí estamos hablando de que estas son industrias de los inmigrantes, en computación, en servicios de limpieza, en universidades y los porcentajes en cada área. Los hispanos y la tecnología, no sabemos, muchas veces no pensamos como la comunidad hispana como muy tecnológica, pero como vemos, sí somos una comunidad que es activa, sobre todo en el celular. So we're talking about Hispanics and technology. Hispanics are less likely to have an internet connection at home. Consequently, the reason that so many Hispanics rely on their smartphones is that it is very often their only reliable means of accessing the internet. I know someone's here from the community college, and I want to announce that we're going to be launching a digital program locally. I've already done it. The chamber has already done it in New Orleans, and next week we're doing it in Baton Rouge. So this is a program designed by Cox in Spanish for Spanish speakers, but it's going to be available at the Louisiana Community College, free of charge. And it's to connect that, to bridge that gap of the community between, you know, people that are very comfortable with computer learning and the basics of computer. Estaba diciendo que en abril voy a traer un programa que va a ser una educación digital, pero básica, para aquellas personas que todavía no están cómodas con la computadora, con el internet. Y entonces eso es lo que abre el camino entre o une la educación formal de tecnología y de computación a la educación básica. Si después de que ustedes han terminado el curso se sienten con ánimo de seguir una educación avanzada en computación, lo van a poder hacer a través del Community College, pero esta es una educación básica porque, como saben, ahora hasta para llenar una aplicación de trabajo tiene que hacerse por medio de la computadora. Entonces, si no tenemos esos conocimientos básicos, nos limita en el acceso a empleos, en tal vez educación que necesitamos o capacitación, certificaciones, etcétera. Entonces, I want to thank Karen, she's here, because we're going to be working together with this program. Top challenges of Hispanic business owners, and I know many of you have already mentioned access to capital as number one. Acceso a capital, ese es uno de los obstáculos número uno, el obstáculo número uno de nuestros empresarios, de nuestros dueños de empresa. As lack of knowledge and understanding of the laws, taxes, and regulations pertinent to their business. Falta de conocimiento, y no es que hay ignorancia, sino que venimos de otros países, todo se maneja de diferente manera, entonces tenemos que aprender cómo se hacen las cosas aquí. Se necesitan licencias, se necesitan certificaciones, se necesita un plan de trabajo para poder acceder a un préstamo bancario. Hay muchas cosas, pero hay los recursos. Finding proper location and marketing, procurement. Procurement es el acceso a contrataciones, ¿verdad? Financial literacy, computer literacy, and English as a second language. Así que eso se puede decir que son los obstáculos principales de nuestros negocios locales. Reaching the Hispanic consumer. Yo escucho como Cámara de Comercio muchas veces de compañías que me dicen, sí, yo estoy interesada en el mercado hispano. Pero ¿cómo lo hacen? ¿Creen que solo con ir a poner un anuncio a la radio y ya? No. I was saying that many times as a Chamber of Commerce, I'm approached by many companies that say, I'm interested in the Hispanic community. I have this product or this service that, I want to reach out into the community. How do I do that? Well, you have to be engaged. We're a very tight-knit community that builds relationships. So it's about the relationship first, understanding the culture. So define your brand's potential, determine your specific goals, understanding the Hispanic landscape, because we're not all Mexican, we're not all Colombian, we're not all Honduran. So we have to be respectful of those subtleties. Reach the Hispanics where they are, and we know that we are radio listeners, for the most part, and then social platforms, like I was saying, because we're, very mobile, so technology is, what's at the hand, and develop a customized content for each community. The Hispanic Chamber of Commerce is part, of course, of a national organization, which is we're members of the U.S. Hispanic Chamber of Commerce, and very proud to have a seat on that board. So the Hispanic Chamber of Commerce can help you connect to national organizations through the chamber. Through the National Chamber, there's also a lot of advocacy to the federal government and other areas. So that is a great tool that we have that can help local business owners, because that's a voice for us. What are we doing to help? What does the chamber do to help? Well, we have several programs, and we work closely and collaborate with many other organizations, but we have what we call our bilingual workforce training and business development center and program, because we have a center in New Orleans, but we don't have a brick and mortar in Baton Rouge or in Lafayette yet, but we are a statewide organization. So what do? We travel. We find partners like the community college, like the Hispanic Apostolate, to work and to bring our services, our certification programs, our business seminars and workshops in a wide range of topics, from basic business steps to putting together your business plan, to marketing topics, to QuickBooks is another, career counseling, and job placement. Job placement is very important. We're trying to build that workforce pipeline in the community. So we need more of the bilingual Hispanics available to fill the positions that are out there for us. But in the meantime, we need to help with the ESL and the other programs. So about us, an overview. The HCCL is a nonprofit organization created as a result of a merger and is committed to creating and facilitating a business climate within the state of Louisiana. We work with traditional business owners, and many times I'm asked, well, do I need to be Hispanic to be part of the chamber? No, you don't. We are the glue that connects everything, the corporate and business community with the Hispanic community, with education institutions, and many more. So our mission to foster the continued growth and development promotion of Hispanic businesses and their associations in the state of Louisiana, and actually international as well. We have a group of young professionals, so many of you, if you're interested in that, that's another very important part of the chamber. It's a future of our organization, and I think the community. It's to empower our young professionals to always feel proud about their heritage, but to embrace all the opportunities out there for them. These are some of the events that we hold throughout the year, and I invite all of you to attend. This one is actually coming up. This was last year's, our Town Hall Roundtable and Discussion, coming up April the 10th. And our Women's Business Symposium, nosotros creemos mucho en apoyar a la mujer empresaria. Y tenemos un evento para mujeres que va a ser el 8 de mayo. Todos los años lo hacemos. Este es un evento de una feria empresarial. This is our Hispanic Business Conference and Trade Show. This is another great event that we have. It's one of our signature events. We have job fairs, small seminars and workshops, certification seminars. And our partners. This is very important. And I'm so glad that, we're here. I'm so excited to say that actually we house at SBDC in our training center in Louisiana, in New Orleans. We work with Carmen Sanda over there because that's how we can reach out into the community. We don't have the bandwidth because we're a small organization, but by partnering with SBDC, we have that one-on-one counseling in-house. So, and of course, we're an intermediary of the LED, work closely with the SBA. I won't repeat what they do because we were already explained, but they're all wonderful organizations. Todas estas compañías, LED, Louisiana Economic Development, SBA y SBDC, trabajan muy de cerca con nosotros. Nosotros los representamos también a ellos y por medio nuestro se puede entablar esa relación y oportunidades de capital, de asesoría, etcétera. ¿Alguna pregunta? You can start the video, so get them to. This is just a little year recap that we did. Para que se pongan a bailar mientras piensan en las preguntas. Oops. Okay, that's okay. Y para los que viven aquí en el área, tenemos la suerte y estamos muy orgullosos de tener en nuestra junta directiva a la señora Janet Brewster, que es un ejemplo de éxito porque ella en realidad es una estrella, tal vez no lo sepan, pero ¿qué es lo que la ha llevado a donde está? Janet es una persona involucrada en muchas organizaciones, es una persona que le dedicó a su negocio, siguió como el mapita de cómo llegar hasta donde está, por medio de certificaciones, por medio de capacitaciones y por medio de relaciones. Eso, el networking que hablaba Vanessa es muy, muy importante. Y así logró ella llegar con su compañía de logística a donde está y ser de las hispanas más reconocidas dentro de corporaciones gigantescas como Chevron, como Shell, como BP. Entonces, se puede hacer, pero tenemos que trabajar juntos. Y aquí está la cámara para ayudarles. ¿Ok?
Thank you, Mayra.
¿Pregunta? Sí, claro. Okay.
Okay, maybe will be a good time at the roundtable sessions because we are kind of running out of time and we have 3 more speakers coming.
Y si no, me pregunta en privado. Yo voy a estar aquí hasta más tarde. Okay.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Okay, all right.
Anyway, I'll be here until the end of the program.
Yes, thank you, Mayra. Thank you. Our next speaker is Mr. Ed Bowie. He is the executive director of Acadiana Open Channel Community Media. I have to say that Mr. Bowie has been very supportive too. As you know, I have a program that is called where I read the news in Spanish every Thursday. Basically, the idea of this program is to work with the Acadiana Open Channel, El Poder Latino, which I'm the founder, and also the in this time is supporting the Acadiana Advocate. So the three institutions together, the idea is, this is how it started, you know, the idea is to keep the community informed about what is going on, you know, and I think it's very important. And Mr. Bowie has been very good, I mean, giving us the opportunity to work with them. Thank you, Mr. Ed Bowie, for being
Maria.
here.
Hey, everybody, it's a pleasure to be here. I'm going to be kind of quick so we can get back on schedule, and this is going to be just slightly different. I don't have a lot of statistics to tell you. I work at a place that is here to answer all the questions you've had. I've heard you all ask these questions. How do we share this information? How do we let other people know what we're doing? How do we get integrated into this community that we're moving into? How does the community that's already here get to know who we are? That's where I work. AOC Community Media, as the name implies, is a community media center. We have TV stations, we have radio, we have podcasts, we do everything on the internet, and we have a full array of tools and instructions so that anyone, and this is particularly pertinent in this group, anyone can come in and share their stories, share their information. You can come to us and do what you've done today. This program is made for us. We're here taping this, so it'll be on TV. But if this was a group that we were not covering and you wanted to do it yourself, that's what we do. We are here to empower your voice. As AOC evolves and we grow into a larger community where every day we talk about what we want to do, or we're going to have new roads, or we're going to let people build stores here, what are we going to do about our schools? And the way we share that information and who hears it and who gets to say it is how we decide what happens next. And if we don't hear Latin voices, if we don't hear people from other countries, we're going to lose your resources, we're going to lose your influence, we're going to lose all those opportunities. So people that look like me have to hear from people that look like you. And that's what AOC does. It's first come, it's First Amendment. We'll teach you to use the equipment. We'll help you use the equipment. We will have nothing to do with what you say. You can come in and say and do anything you want if it's legal in this country. It's First Amendment. So I would encourage all of you to come down, recruit for the Chamber of Commerce, share financial information. Let the university that's teaching here share classes with us, and we can put those on TV. We can also recruit those students. But what AOC does is fundamentally critical to the way this community is going to evolve. Take that. I'm just going to put it like this. If people that look like you want people that look like me to be accepting, I have to know who you are. And I do, because I'm working in a place where I've met a lot of people. And if you don't meet a lot of people, you're going to get them on your TV and you're going to get them on your smartphone. So this group needs to be on my TV and you need to be on my smartphone. And that's what AOC Community Media is all about. You put your words in front of everybody else and let them hear it, and then society evolves that way. People decide to go to school that way. They decide to open a business that way. They decide to live here or not. So all that comes back down to AOC is a place where you can speak, you can get amplification to your voice, you can do any legal thing you want to do, and as we're a nonprofit, it's all almost completely free. Our highest expense is $60 for an entire year of access to production cameras, TV studios, the cameras that are here today. We've got everything you need to get your voice amplified. And I would encourage all of you, and just by a quick show of hands, how many people are not from Lafayette, if I could just see? Who's not from here? All right. All of you guys need to come down to AOC and introduce yourself to the rest of us. And if you watch AOC now, you'll see people like Maria, who is already introducing herself to the rest of us. That's it. That's what I do. That's why we're here. I want to give Maria thanks for giving me the opportunity to address you without having to do it on TV. Now, I'll go back to the station and say the same thing on TV again, but I got a new audience today. And my audience is available for all of you. We could use a little help from Acadian Ambulance, letting people know that the ambulance service is here in town and these are the things they do. People don't understand what Lafayette is about because they don't know. Come down to AOC, let us all know. Kumbaya, I promise you, I'm old. We can have a better society if we all get to know each other just that much better. And you can't do it on Facebook. You can do it when you can see the person, you can hear the person, you can interact, and people are telling their stories. That's what we do. Thank you, Maria. I'm out.
Okay, so our next speaker is Dr. Gabriel Carranza, who is the Executive Director of Global Engagement at the University of Louisiana at Lafayette.
Okay, thank you everybody. This is my last phrase in English. I will switch to Spanish, okay? Muchísimas gracias a todos por tenerme aquí, por la invitación. Disculpen mi acento, la gripa de los últimos días ha estado bastante fuerte y fui una de las víctimas, yo también. Quiero decirles algo que estoy extremadamente feliz y me siento muy honrado de estar enfrente de todos ustedes. Yo sé que detrás de cada uno de ustedes existen talentos, certificados, una educación muy fuerte, la cual ha pasado desgraciadamente sin reconocerse en este lugar, porque no teníamos los certificados que nos reconozcan. Mi nombre es Gabriel Carranza, y llevo 7 meses en Lafayette, soy nuevo, aún no he probado toda la comida local, estoy a punto de tocarla. Y les voy a decir, una de las razones más importantes por las cuales estoy aquí, es que porque extraño mucho tocar música mexicana con gente de mi edad, porque los jóvenes ya no se acuerdan de eso. Entonces vamos a tratar de juntarnos y hacer un grupo. Estaba platicando con Javier Macías y ya estamos listos para juntarnos al respecto. ¿También tú? Ah, perfecto, muy bien, excelente. A mí me contrataron en la Universidad de Louisiana Lafayette como director ejecutivo para programas globales por una razón muy importante. Es porque se reconoce la importancia de la globalización como parte de dar una educación de calidad. Si no damos esa educación de calidad a nuestros estudiantes, les estamos haciendo no les estamos dando el servicio que necesitan en esta economía globalizada. Hay muchísimos estudios que indican que las ciudades más pobres de Estados Unidos, que tienen más problemas, son ciudades que no se han abierto al mundo. Todas las ciudades que globalizaron sus economías son más fuertes. Entonces, uno de mis trabajos es globalizar la educación para tener impacto en todos nuestros estudiantes, globalizar los aspectos de investigación de la universidad y globalizar también nuestros esfuerzos de outreach. Quiero comentarles que hace muchísimos años tenía el sueño cuando era niño de venir a Estados Unidos a aprender inglés, y después de tantos años quiero comentarles que no aprendí inglés, olvidé el español y ahora hablo Spanglish, ¿okay? Entonces seguramente me entienden todos muchos anglicismos que digo. Pero en fin, quiero comentarles una experiencia que tuve, que quiero transmitirla como todos ustedes. Hace muchos años, trabajando en la Universidad de Texas A&M, trabajando con el gobierno del estado de Coahuila, que es un estado fronterizo. Antes que todo eso, trabajé muchísimos con los países de Latinoamérica, con todos prácticamente. Organizamos muchos clubes de exalumnos en cada país de Latinoamérica, y así como muchas non-profit organizations, organizaciones sin lucro. ¿Cómo se llama? Sin lucro. Entonces, como uno de los proyectos en los que estuve envuelto, fue el trabajar en utilizar el potencial de la comunidad para resolver sus problemas. Trabajando con el gobernador del estado en aquella época y con todos los secretarios de gobierno, seleccionamos 15 ciudades de mediano tamaño del estado de Coahuila. De cada ciudad seleccionamos a 12 personas, el ama de casa, el policía, la enfermera, todo tipo de personas, y representando 4 personas de gobierno, por ejemplo. La primera reunión que tuvimos con cada uno de ellos, les pedimos que escribieran en un papel su nombre y en otro papel su título. Les pedimos que se presentaran. Una vez que se presentaron, muy bien, tomamos los títulos y los quemamos enfrente de todos. El significado de eso es que todos eran iguales en ese momento. Nadie podía representar nada. Estaban representándose a sí mismos en la comunidad. Les dimos una primera pregunta. No, claro, hablamos de las leyes de discusión, las reglas de discusión entre ellos. Cada persona podía hablar y todos tenían que respetar lo que la persona decía hasta que acabara. Después seguía la siguiente y seguía la siguiente persona hasta todo. Reglas muy fundamentales de la democracia, si lo quieren llamar, que aquí en Estados Unidos es más común, pero en países de Latinoamérica y en nuestras culturas no es igual. Tenemos que actuar y aprender a hacer este tipo de cosas. El primer tarea que les dimos a todas las personas fue ir a su comunidad, bueno, desarrollar un pequeñito, una encuesta sobre cuáles eran los problemas más importantes en su comunidad. Se fueron las personas y a la siguiente reunión regresaron con todas las 10 respuestas de miembros de la comunidad. Teníamos 120 problemas por cada reunión que tuvimos sobre qué era lo más importante para la comunidad. La siguiente tarea fue reducir a 3 las más importantes. Y con esas mismas reglas de juego entre todos, sacaron los 3 problemas más importantes de la comunidad. Después vino el último, escojan uno entre todos. Todos escogieron un problema en la comunidad y después de todo les dijimos, ¿qué van a hacer para resolverlo? Y los dejamos que se fueran. Antes de la siguiente reunión, me hablaron por teléfono y decir, Gabriel, no vas a creer lo que está pasando. La gente está haciendo lo que están haciendo, resolviendo los problemas que estaban tratando de hacer. Entonces, viendo esto, organizamos una reunión con el gobernador y con todos los secretarios de Estado, con los 15 representantes de las comunidades, para que le dijeran al gobernador qué es lo que estaba pasando. Señores, ha sido uno de los momentos más importantes en mi vida para descubrir el potencial que tenemos como individuos para formar nuestro propio destino. Enfrente del gobernador, imagínense, el gobernador quería ser presidente, era un gobernador muy bueno, que era el mejor gobernador de la época, de acuerdo a gobernación, era el licenciado Enrique Martínez y Martínez, y imagínense que toda la comunidad le está hablando de todos los problemas que el gobierno no puede resolver, tuvo muchos pantalones para estar ahí presente, pero una de las personas le dijo, mi señor gobernador, quiero decirle que este programa que nos ha dado ha sido una inyección para el despertar de nuestra conciencia. Con este programa nos dimos cuenta que no necesitamos al gobierno para resolucionar nuestros problemas. Entonces empezaron a hablar de lo que habían logrado. Una de las ciudades decidieron que uno de los problemas más graves que tenían era que los niños iban a la escuela y sin desayunos. Bueno, se juntaron, fueron al sector privado, consiguieron donaciones de cocinas industriales, las pusieron en la escuela, con otras ayudas recibieron el entrenamiento para food safety, para inocuidad alimentaria, para asegurarse que los alimentos estaban bien, consiguieron donaciones de la industria de alimentos, y a los 4 meses los niños y las señoras se tornaban para ir a cocinarles a los niños. En 4 o 5 meses los niños estaban recibiendo los desayunos calientes. Fue increíble. Por otro de los ejemplos, decidieron que uno de los problemas más graves es que no había dinero para promover las microempresas de la gente de la localidad. Hicieron un programa de microloans. Microloans, y interesantemente se le dio el seguimiento a las cosas, el pago de la inversión que se hizo al microloans era casi de 100%. Increíble, no había una deuda que quedaba. En fin, el asunto de todo esto, el mensaje, es que no tenemos que esperarnos a que nos resuelvan nuestros problemas. Como comunidad hispana, tenemos que primero poner los intereses del grupo y de nuestra comunidad en Lafayette primero, antes que los intereses individuales. Tenemos que juntarnos, es muy difícil lo que estoy diciendo, pero el éxito del grupo es mucho más grande que el éxito individual. Y en Latinoamérica tenemos esa tendencia de pisotear al que va ganando y de agarrarlo y bajarlo si es que va ganando y no de ayudarnos. Basta para eso. Juntémonos, formemos ese grupo, encontremos cuáles son las cosas que necesitamos sacar adelante para salir como personas de nuestra sociedad y contribuir a nuestra sociedad y salir adelante. Acuérdense algo que les digo a mi staff siempre, a nadie le gusta ser invisible. A todo el mundo le gusta ser relevante. A toda la gente le gusta ser importante. Y a todos les gusta ser respetados. Si podemos seguir estas reglas en nuestras discusiones, tratando de encontrar qué podemos hacer para lograr con la comunidad, vamos a lograr cosas increíbles. Porque entonces todos vamos a contribuir con ese talento, esa educación que tenemos, que traemos de nuestros respectivos países, para echar adelante a esta comunidad hispana. No se nos olvide soñar, no se nos olvide creer en nosotros, no se nos olvide planear y no se nos olvide ejecutar para lograr lo que necesitamos. No podemos esperar a que alguien más solucione nuestros problemas. Ayudemos, le hagamos solos. Muchísimas gracias. Todo eso que les dije de una forma más organizada está ya por eso no lo leí, pero muchísimas gracias. Fue un honor estar con ustedes.
Sí, maravilloso mensaje. Realmente cierre de broche de oro. Y yo creo que como inmigrante algo que todos tenemos que entender y aceptar, no pelearlo, porque podemos pasar décadas peleando esa idea, es que cuando decidimos ser inmigrantes tenemos que cambiar la manera de pensar que traemos de nuestra cultura. Conservamos las cosas buenas, las cosas que nos ayudan a seguir adelante, pero tenemos que aprender de la nueva cultura, las cosas que funcionan y unirnos a eso. Y siempre pensar como todos. Hace un rato me preguntaba alguien de dónde era, yo soy venezolana, y alguien estaba diciendo otro país, y yo dije, ¿sabes qué? No importa en qué país nací, porque cuando yo llegué a este país me di cuenta rápidamente que aquí, si somos marrones, todos somos mexicanos. Entonces no importa, somos una comunidad. A mí no me ofende que me digan que soy de este lugar, de otro lugar. Todos somos la misma gente, todos vinimos a hacer lo mismo acá. Maravilloso mensaje. El próximo presentador es Dr. Robert Slater, Professor and Department Head of Educational Foundations and Leadership at the University of Louisiana at Lafayette.
Thank you, Maria. No one knows more than I how much Maria has worked on this project and her commitment to it. And I thank her very much for her efforts. And I am happy to see this phase of the project coming to a close. But there's another phase that we have to go. And I would like to make my remarks about what I think might be the next steps for CEED. And what I really have to say follows up on what Dr. Carranza has said. The title, and my Spanish is not very good, but I will speak mostly in English. The title is Ayudando a los Hispanos, ayudarse a sí mismos, teléfonos celulares y capital social. Basically, I have this point to make. What we've been talking about here today provides access to about 20% of the 12,000 Hispanics that live in Lafayette. These Hispanics can speak English, and they tend to be motivated to go on and achieve more education. But about 80% of the 12,000 Hispanics that live here don't speak English. So what we have is a gap between what we've been talking about today and that 80%. And what I want to suggest is that we use the 20%, help the 20% who do speak English to help the 80% who don't, and to create small groups. And what we need to do is, I think, in terms of CEED's next step, is to create a structure of communication, getting the cell phone numbers, and they have a Twitter account where we can communicate with as many of these 12,000 Hispanics as possible. And using, as Mr. Zuschlag suggested, the church, the restaurants, and other agencies and businesses in town that cater to Hispanics to obtain this structure of communication, these cell phone numbers and the emails addresses, so we can communicate with these people in a very systematic way to set up opportunities where they can help themselves. There are many former teachers among the 20% of Hispanics who speak English, who taught in their home countries. They can teach other Hispanics English in their homes in groups of 5 or 6. And what we need to do is organize those kinds of opportunities so that Hispanics who want to learn English can go in a very kind of comfortable and safe environment to learn English in an informal way, to where they reach the point where they can take advantage of some of the things we've been talking about that's being offered by the higher education institutions. So using this communication structure, we can help solve the English problem, which is really one of the biggest problems we have with enabling Hispanics here to get access to the kinds of education and opportunities we've been talking about. We could also do the same thing for health. We could have small groups. There are many in this 20% of Hispanics who were former nurses and worked in medicine. They can work with bringing in, for example, pregnant mothers who could use some information about health, about prenatal and postnatal care, and working with perhaps Acadiana Ambulance and other medical, our nursing program. We could create small groups where, again, these can meet informally at the churches and the homes. Again, this infrastructure that we need to create. And finally, for businesses, we have, as has already been mentioned, many Hispanics working in the areas of construction, working in the areas of limpieza, cleaning. So we could also create opportunities through the business school using students like Gilberto and others we can recruit to organize these people. An example, I've met construction people who have a lot of talent, but cannot speak English, so they cannot really go out and get opportunities with people who do not speak English. So we need someone to connect those people to opportunities. So I think the next step for CEED is to focus again on the connect and the empower and the engage. We need to connect at 80% of Hispanics who need to learn English and other things with the 20% and offer opportunities for them to go into small meetings where they don't have to worry about dealing with the bureaucracies of higher education with which they're not familiar, with which they are intimidated by and large, and so give them easy opportunities to learn about the other higher opportunities they have. So with that, I think that's the CEED. This next step is to create this structure of communication and to begin to have ways of communicating en masse through the social networks, Twitter, and texting. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Robert. We are finishing now this wonderful time. Really has been, what I can say is only that there is so much to do, but then also I want for you to understand that we have so much power. Each individual have a talent that have to show to the society, to the community. The power's in ourselves, you know? I mean, it's on our own. So it's why I tell you, El Poder Latino. I mean, when I come up with this name, I wanted to say that basically we have the power to do ourselves better. Okay, it's why we are here, because we want to be better. Okay, thank you very much, and definitely I will continue being in contact with you. I'm going to obviously do a report about this experience, and you know the other thing that I want to ask you is to fill out the survey that you have, because it's important for me to know what are your priorities, what are you are looking for. I mean, what are your goals? And the survey is telling you, will let me know what you are looking for to continue on this project. Thank you very much.
So some people had some questions earlier.
You have the microphone?
Yes, I do.
Okay. You said you had many questions, so. Okay, 2 questions. Okay.
Again, the same question like I asked before. This statistic that the Hispanic Chamber collecting is going to use in our legislature. This is my question. I know for sure, we have an association that they call it Latino for Louisiana. It's on Baton Rouge, but they working just for New Orleans. We are not representing in our legislature. We don't have any legislator that are speak out about the Latino community. And I reading and follow the legislative section, and when they use Latino, they refer to the group like it's in New Orleans. And they taking whatever they say from New Orleans for the whole state. And I say, why they talking about me for people that living in New Orleans area? And this is my question to you. The Spanish Chambers has any representation in the state capital?
Yes, we do. Actually, Governor John Bell Edwards has been, very inclusive of the Hispanic Chamber, but like Maria was saying, we have the power. So it wasn't because the governor said, oh, I'm going to invite the chamber. No, it's because the chamber has been involving itself in making, waves and calling people to make sure that we're present. So Governor John Bell Edwards appointed one of our board members to the small entrepreneurship and small business committee that he has. And then we have another member, which is actually the chair of our board, in the governor's Latino commission that he calls. So we have those two representatives directly with, the administration. Is there much more to be done? Yes. I involve myself in New Orleans with, the New Orleans administration, with Mayor Cantrell. I involve myself with the Jefferson Parish administration, because in Jefferson Parish, in the greater New Orleans area, we have 20% Hispanic population. So it's very important that we are very engaged in education, in small business opportunity, in federal government, in anywhere we can. But remember, we're a small organization as well. So my staff is myself and a part-time person and then a full-time person at our center. So we need people like you to get engaged and involved as much as you can to be voices for the community.
Yeah, I'm really the voice of the community here. I know the voice, our legislator here, but they are not aware about the community.
Okay.
Also,
So the answer is yes. I mean,
I
the
call
chamber
Ms. Moreno, the officers, because she is the only Spanish
Elena
representative.
Moreno is no longer in the.
Is no longer anymore?
Elena Moreno is in New Orleans.
Yeah, I know.
She's the city council. I work very closely with her office, and she's very, very open to listening to our concerns and our challenges. So anytime that you want to reach out to Elena, I'm sure I can help you.
No, I was reach out her to push something about the Latino Commission, how Latino Commission working for us in this particular area on Alexandria. I meet with
Well,
people in
she's no
Alexandria.
longer
and
involved in that because she's now in the council in New Orleans, but the Latino Commission is the governor's organization.
I would like you to put in touch with someone over there just to know the feeling about the Latino population in, for example, here in Lafayette, in Alexandria, and Chirpo, that I met with all of them, and they don't know anything about representation. And this is what we're looking. Because if we don't have someone that speaks at that state level, we can do a lot in the base,
I
but we
agree.
still
And that's
on
why,
representation.
someone mentioned about the polls being able, I think it was Melanie, Heidi. Heidi mentioned about making sure that we participated in those census. It's very important because that's how they know that we're in the area. And politicians, we know what is their main interest. They want votes. They want to know who's voting from the community. So we have to do our due diligence in, being, active in those areas and participating when they ask, for that information, because that's what's going to, be concrete, black and white statistics and show, the legislatures they're here and they're voting and they're participating. The governor, I don't know, you were not at our event, but many of you did attend the luncheon that we had in Baton Rouge. The governor has been our keynote speaker for the last 2 years and has brought very important information about recognizing the contributions to the Hispanic community and the Hispanic business community. So he is aware, and if there are legislatures or senators that are not, then it is our responsibility to let them know that the difference. So I'll be happy to, assist anywhere that you need in connecting you there.
Thank you. And the last, we have any resources specific from the Hispanic chambers coming for the Latino community? Any law and any program that helping a small business inside the community?
Yes, of course. I mentioned that we were bringing a Cox digital program here. Once a year, we
I'm talking about loans and money, direct money.
The chamber is not a loan institution. We have companies that we work with, and we have bankers within our organizations that have community banks particularly are very open for that kind of service. But the chamber is not a financial institution. The chamber is, we channel the resources and help you connect to those resources. We mentioned LED. LED has resources. The SBA has resources, but we need to, the minimal that the LED, Louisiana Economic Development, requests, just to fill out a little form online. And we can't even do that. So by doing that, by registering your business with the Louisiana Economic Development, you can access capital, for your business. You can access resources for your website, for your QuickBooks, for many other things. So the chamber directly doesn't give you a check because we're not a financial institution. But we have the resources and the connections to help you. Another great program that we work very closely with is Goldman Sachs. Goldman Sachs is like a master's degree or a doctorate in business, and it costs $0. All you have to do is apply. I've referred in the past 3 years over 40 businesses that today can tell you how that has helped their business grow, how they've been able to hire more people after going through that program. So that's what the chamber does. Build capacity, connect you to opportunities, and advocate for you.
Thank you.
All right, any other questions?
You mentioned before that you work with the Hispanic Apostolate.
We are partnering with the Hispanic Apostolate in Baton Rouge for the same Cox digital literacy program that I mentioned that we'll be bringing here, and in Lafayette we'll be working with the community college. And in New Orleans, we have our own center. So, but yes, even in New Orleans, I work with the Hispanic Apostolate. We collaborate with any organization that touches the Hispanic community. So we have a relationship with them. And, for example, we hosted a job fair at the Hispanic Apostolate in New Orleans, but a couple months ago. And in Baton Rouge, we're going to be doing more because they have a large community there, but they don't have anyone helping in the business area or building capacity in this sense, professional development. They're more right now community services like immigration, legal, women, social services. That's more what they do. So we're trying to bring in this other area, which is more business.
Thank you.
Sure.
Otra pregunta. Sí.
This is not a question, but sometimes we get kind of confused. They have a lot of people that has been working for a long time in Lafayette, doing a lot of stuff. So as a citizen, I'm wondering who to follow, because it's always, everything they do is to help the Hispanic people, but you don't see it. Sometimes it seems like they are helping themselves. You know what I'm saying? So we just want to know who to follow. you know, who to talk to, and that's why I came today. I don't want to follow just anybody. I want to follow something that is true, something that is real, and it's not something to put in your pocket, you know, like a lot of people does. So that's why Fernando does a lot of stuff. We do a lot of stuff. We also have a few groups in Lafayette, so we kind of wondering who to follow. We thought of the same people, you know, the same people with the same business for themselves.
I
That's-
agree.
that's
I
why-
agree, and that's very important. I think it's very information is power, and I think that's you're doing the right thing by informing yourself and coming and to meet face to face, so you can see. You know, what I have to say for my organization, and I know several of the people in the room have known the chamber for many years. And we've gone, you know, like all organizations, through ups and downs. But in the last 5, 6 years, you know, I'm very proud of what the chamber has done, because we've been focusing on, we know our community is made up of different segments, different layers. So not all of our programs address everything. So we have, you know, one area that is for that grassroots community that just arrived or recently arrived, that is starting to figure out what to do, that needs English as a second language, that needs computer, and that's great. But we have other events in our programming that we do that is for the businesses that have been established for 10, 15 years, that are ready to do business with large corporations. And some of those trade festival fairs that I showed you before address that. We connect them. We put them in one room, 15, 20 large corporations that are looking to hire, are looking for suppliers, are looking for services, and small business owners. So it's a matter of, but like I tell everyone, we are a nonprofit, we are a member-based organization, so you're going to get out of your membership from the chamber as much as you put into it. You have to participate, you have to come to the events, you have to engage, and then we can help.
Yeah, that's
Right?
pretty much.
There's no little magic wand to say, you know, like it's the same thing with the certifications. You know, certifications are great, but the certification doesn't guarantee you that, you know, next week you're going to get a contract for $1 million. No, the certification is just a little door, another little door or window opening, or it's going to put you on another level with another group of business owners, and you're going to stand out because you have that certification. If you don't have it, you're not even qualifying. So.
Yeah. And I apologize, I was just wondering, because I know we all want to get together and,
Oh, no, absolutely.
you know.
I think going to the official source of information is important, just knowing who's in charge of what organization. And like with any organization that you decide to be part of, once you make that decision, you're also responsible for the way that that organization is run. You can't just pay your membership and never show up and never ask questions. I mean, accountability comes from the members. The members need to say, hey, I've been paying this fee for 3 years and I'm not getting anything in return, right? So it always boils down to our responsibility, and we're responsible and we make others responsible.
And the power of the organization, like the power of the chamber, is with its members. I mean, the members, and that's why I always like to say we're very fortunate to have the whole, you know, across the board, from small micro business owners to huge corporations that are national corporations. But that's our value. And we have, as you know, my responsibility is to bring value to your membership by providing programs and services that address your needs, basically.
We had another question, I thought.
I was. No, I just wanted to make one comment. regarding the Hispanic Chamber of Commerce of Louisiana, all I have to say is just go and look at all the sponsors that we have listed, and that'll give you an indication of the kind of, you know, companies or, you know, networking that you may want to want access to. So just saying.
Yeah, and for all of you, I mean, following us on our social media is free. So please friend us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, and follow our events. Maybe, you know, you'll see an event that interests you and join us. And hopefully you'll join the organization as well.
And don't forget to befriend CEED. Okay, so you can get all the information for today. Again, you can share it with your friends and people in your community, and hopefully you keep getting more information, because I'm sure that some things will be happening in between this forum and next year forum. So